Connie Erickson with another Live at 5. And I have to tell you, I stole this whole live, truly almost word for word. But I did get permission, so it was written by most of it was written by my partner, Mike Kula, so that's why I have to give his full name so I can give him credit. But anyway, so earlier this summer, Mike became obsessed with SpaceX, Elon Musk's revolutionary space transportation system. He says captivated, but then again, he's not a mental health professional. Anyway, so he writes this letter to his sales team because he's so grateful for their efforts and successes they've had in adapting to this new COVID world, and because he wanted to challenge himself and the rest of the team moving forward into continued unknown. Continued unknown. I think we can all use these words to challenge our own beliefs about ourselves, our partners, and everyone we interact with. That's the message I got. So let me read you the letter. After Mike thanked his team for everything they had done so far, he reminded them that for the rest of 2020 and beyond, one thing is certain. And now I'll start using his words. The way we approach, interact, and service our clients and each other will continue to present challenges that are different than what we've experienced in the past. This begs the question, how do we prepare to face these emerging challenges? To help answer this question, I want to share a story. I'm still Mike. I've been captivated with the recent developments made by SpaceX. SpaceX was formed in 2002 by Elon Musk, having the sole purpose of revolutionizing space transportation with the ultimate goal of making life multiplanetary. That's a pretty lofty goal, and I have to admit, I did not pay a ton of attention to it until recently. Less than 2 weeks ago, again, he wrote this in the summer, SpaceX completed a certification mission for NASA. The mission sent 2 astronauts to the International Space Station using SpaceX rocket and space capsule Dragon. Dragon launched from U.S. soil, which is a first since our space shuttle program ended in 2011. Returning this capability to our country was an extraordinary achievement. However, the true game changer for me is the way SpaceX delivered on the solution. Everything about it seems innovative. SpaceX used a reusable rocket to launch Dragon into orbit. The Dragon capsule is reusable. The astronauts' helmets were made using 3D printing technology. And on and on. Basically, this is not your father's space mission. I will spare you from further details of this tremendous accomplishment, and there are many. I have invested countless hours watching the live feeds and reading news articles during the 60-plus day mission. Thank you, Connie, for putting up with it. I'll be honest, I just kept that part because it mentions me positively. As I anticipate the next mission scheduled for September, I begin to wonder how I can apply the achievements of Elon Musk and SpaceX in my life. Here's a guy who began a startup space travel company with no prior space travel experience, then brought to fruition an unprecedented solution that leapfrogged over anything that's been done for decades. And he did it for about 8 times less than the cost of previous space shuttle missions. It was while reading a 2019 article by Nick Coker, and that was published in Entrepreneur's Handbook. Anyway, that I had my aha moment. Again, Connie, thanks for indulging me. During this interview, Elon mentioned 3 key words: question your constraints. They were discussing Starship, and Starship is the prototype that is targeted to take 100 people to the moon and eventually to Mars. The original design of Starship used carbon fiber. However, the molds needed to form the carbon fiber ship would take years to build and perfect. That was a constraint that Musk was unwilling to accept. He moved to stainless steel. And in the end, stainless steel proved a much better overall solution for a variety of reasons. He questioned his constraints and came up with a unique and better solution. And I began to think about how these three simple words are extremely relevant to us in our current pandemic situation. Since COVID 19, we've all had to endure constraints on our movement, how we interact with our family members, how we shop in the grocery store, how we work, learn, socialize. The list goes on. It seems lately that all we have is constraints. It made me, now I'm back to being Connie, think about all my clients and how they've already been embracing this challenge, being innovative and doing things differently. And it has been a challenge. But it made me think about how this all relates to just our everyday lives, our relationships, how we view ourselves. So here's what I want you to do. I challenge you to question your own constraints moving forward. Just because things have always been a certain way doesn't mean that they have to remain that way. Your life, your relationships. I help people change their relationships and their lives every day. And I can tell you the only way to be successful is to focus on what you want. The future of your dreams, the relationship of your dreams, starts when you stop focusing on the breaks you didn't get, stop focusing on what a jerk your partner is, when you stop saying if only, and start focusing on what could be. This is when a different future starts. Absolutely, life can be hard. Undoubtedly, much harder for some. But I challenge you, instead of focusing on your constraints, start questioning them. Start looking towards what you want in yourself, in your relationships, in the world around us. Because believe me when I tell you, it's not just the fastest way to get there, it's the only way to get there. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again in October.